We're going to appeal to the president. This is a disgrace.
Outrage tonight from a Vietnam veteran who says he'd give up his own gravesite to have Hmong leader General Vang Pao buried alongside U.S. soldiers. But American military leaders apparently don't want him there. All this on the day thousands of mourners are gathering to begin a 6-day funeral for the general. And that's our top story tonight at 6. Good evening, I'm Rowan Armstrong.
And I'm Graciela MORENO. The first day of the funeral has drawn thousands to the Fresno Convention Center. Now, most are from the Central Valley, but hundreds have come in from Hmong communities in Minnesota and Wisconsin, as well as France and Thailand. They're all here to pay their respects to General Vang Pao, the military leader who died last month. Action News reporter Jean Higginson is live in downtown Fresno with the disappointing news on this day of mourning. Jean.
Well, Graciela, that's right. There is some disappointment after the sacrifices made by Vang Pao and his soldiers. Most here thought a military burial in Arlington National Cemetery was the very least this country could do. The ceremony began with speakers honoring and remembering the life of General Vang Pao. Among those, former CIA official Bill Lair, who recruited Vang Pao and the Hmong to fight for the United States during the Vietnam War.
We continued to arm the Hmong until we actually ended up with a 35,000-man guerrilla army that fought exceptionally well.
There's no question General Vang Pao and his soldiers fought and died for the United States. The general's family had hoped his sacrifice would warrant a military burial at Arlington National Cemetery. But the Secretary of the Army today ruled against that, saying it could deprive an American soldier of a gravesite. The denial is a disappointment to the Hmong people.
To me, myself, I still don't know why they don't allow him to be the national cemetery. So that's a big question for me and the Hmong community.
But it doesn't really serve justice to the veterans that have sacrificed everything that they have.
Military veteran Charlie Waters was a close associate of General Vang Pao and led the effort to have him buried at Arlington. He said the ruling will be fought.
We're going to appeal to the president. This is a disgrace. How many times can this country hurt these people?
Congressman Jim Costa of Fresno was among those who asked the Army for a waiver to allow General Vang Pao to be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. He pledged to look into the denial immediately.
The timing was inappropriate. Frankly, this is the beginning of a 6-day service honoring the life and the contributions of General Vang Pao, and that's where we ought to focus this.
And that is where the focus is, on the 6-day ceremony honoring General Vang Pao and his life and his journey, as they believe, into an afterlife. Now, there may be an appeal of this decision, but until then, the family is also weighing its options. They may have another burial site in mind in Southern California. Reporting live from downtown Fresno, Jean Higginson, ABC 30 Action News.
Thanks, Gene. The service inside the new exhibit hall followed an elaborate funeral procession through downtown Fresno this morning. A horse-drawn carriage brought the general's flag-draped casket down M Street as thousands of mourners lined the streets to pay tribute. The procession features several military honors, including 2 separate 21-gun salutes, a flyover by Navy jets from Lemoore, and a color guard. Several parents brought their children to witness the sad but historic moment.
Well, I take my son here because I want to see, with all the Hmong people come together.
It means a lot to me that she can be here too. So she is pulled out of school, but it's important for history.
As Graciela mentioned, many of those who filled downtown Fresno for the procession traveled from across the country and around the world. Funeral services for General Vang Pao continue until Wednesday. Starting tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, mourners will gather for Hmong rituals. Then from 4 to 10 p.m., the messages of condolences from dignitaries and organizations will take place.